What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome. Chuck, I need to talk to you. Even though, and I would scroll back. I must not have saved your number from when I was in Louisville, and I scrolled back to try to find your number, and I can't find it. So do me a favor, please send me a message, send me a text, or if you didn't save my number, can you hit me up on Instagram? I need to ask you about something, sir. Please and thank you. Even though while I was in church today, the Lord told me to leave it alone. The Lord, well, I ain't gonna say the Lord told me to leave this alone. The word today was about letting it, like leaving it there for the Lord. Like when you give it to the Lord, leave it to the Lord. So maybe I shouldn't ask you what I need to ask you because maybe I need to leave it to the Lord. But I need to ask a question. Asking a question ain't no problem, right? I can ask the question. I just don't need to do nothing. I need to ask a question. Anyway, yeah, I was in Louisville. When was that, Chuck? October? I was in Louisville in October. Hairpin 21. You in Louisville? I let the people know I was coming. So if y'all wanted to meet up with me, I let the people know I was coming. Yeah, I was there in October. But the plan right now, I was there for a book festival that my friend you are okay. So let me say this. I was there for a book festival that my friend does, the Louisville Book Festival, and she does it. She's been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years, so she's going to do it next year. And we're going to do a what do we say, books and bourbon. We're going to do a Really Be Books and Bourbon. So I will let you know the minute she announces what dates it's going to be in next year. I'm gonna put something together. So the plan is that we will do a weekend like I did. I flew in on Friday morning. I got there like 10 o'clock. By the time I got to my hotel, what, Chuck? It was lunchtime, right? It was like maybe 10:30 because I got a first flight out. I couldn't even check into my room. I left my luggage at the hotel and I went to the book festival. They have vendors and workshops and stuff. And then I met up with Chuck and we hung out for a little bit. And then all day Saturday, I went back to the book festival and I volunteered. And then Sunday, I had breakfast and I came home. But we could do the same thing. We could do a weekend. What we said we would do this time is we would do books and bourbon. So we would come in on Friday. I would get some hotel rooms on Bourbon Row where we would go to the book festival and we would also hit a couple of the distilleries and just do a little weekend. And so I'll keep you posted. Once I put it together, I'll definitely be letting everybody know. I'm not asking for money from anybody. It's just a matter of you coming. I'm gonna book some rooms, and for the people who are local, that's cool. And for the people who are not local, we're gonna book some rooms and we're gonna hang out a little bit. We're gonna go to the book festival and support my friend, and then we're gonna head on over and hit a couple of distilleries and maybe do a really nice dinner. Maybe Saturday night, do a really nice dinner, find a nice restaurant that's not too ridiculously priced, but in that area. And then if people want to go to the Louisville Museum or go to the Muhammad Ali Center, we're going to put something together. We're going to put something together, have pencil. Hang in there with us, and I'll let you guys know. No, not kicked out of the dock. Child, we was there so long, they was like, they said, we have reservations for this table, child. We must have sat there for 3 hours, but we had a good time, and the restaurant was nice. It was a good recommendation. The food was good. We had a good time. I had me a good old cocktail, and the hotel where I stayed was nice, and it was on Bourbon Road. It was in walking distance of Bourbon Road, and it was in walking distance of the book festival. So for those of you who don't live in the area, if you come, you don't have to worry about getting a rental car or anything like that. Because there ain't no whole lot of parking around there anyway. You're just going to park the car at the hotel. So if we do need to Uber somewhere, child, we'll Uber there. And everywhere else was in walking distance. Me and Chuck walked from Doc Crow's to my hotel. I walked from the book festival to Doc Crow's. The next day, I walked from my hotel back to the book festival. So, yeah. Anyway, moving right along. We supposed to be here reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, child. We talking about something totally different. Somebody gonna leave it in the comments. Well, she take too long to get to the topic. What is she talking about? But baby, that's what we do over here. With that being said, welcome. You guys know I couldn't do the review this morning with Shade in the City. But they told me y'all showed up for them anyway, and I appreciate that. That tells me y'all like them. Yes. I wasn't gonna do my own review. I was just gonna wait. But I was asked for my opinion on some of these things. I wanted to hear what I had to say. So y'all want to hear about it? Here you go. So this episode picks up where we left off with the people down to the park arguing. Let me say something. I need to be very clear when I say what I'm going to say, child. Look, let me make sure I'm still going to, this video going to be monetized, because what I'm about to say, YouTube frowns upon. So let me talk for a few more minutes. You know, I got to wait till the 10-minute mark before I can really act the fool. But let me say this. Martel and Marcel got into it. We've seen all the previews. We know what it is. Martel swears he has all this proof and all this evidence that Marcel has been cheating. Here's how I know. One thing is two reasons why I know Martel lying. Reason number one why I know that Martel is lying is because I agree with Maurice. Martel and Melody have been telling this same story for the last 5 or 6 years. Melody might have that much restraint, but Martel does not. Now, Melody, I believe that Melody can sit on something until it screams. I believe Melody does have the key to the closet where all the skeletons are. I absolutely believe that about Mel. Now that I believe, but not Martel. I do not believe that Martel has that much self-control, that if he really truly had evidence and receipts of all these things that he claims that that he has on Marcel, that he would have been able to hold on to it all these years. That's number one. Number two, the reason why I do not believe Martel is because when Martel did finally pull in skeletons out of the closet, child, he went back to college. I'm sorry. Did y'all hear what I said? I said he went back to college. Let me explain something to y'all. If me and you have been friends for 20 years and you call yourself exposing me, you call yourself about to tell it all, put all my business out there, betray all of the girl code, guy code, bro code, whatever code you call it, and the first thing out your mouth is something that happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago when we were in college, you lost. You lost. And let me tell you why you lost. Because Martel may very well have some newer dirt on Marcel. But why would you start with college? Why would you start with college? Why wouldn't you start with last year, 2 years, during COVID, before COVID, when your wife was pregnant with your first child, when your wife was pregnant with your second child, when your wife was pregnant? Thank you, Chuck Boo. When your wife was, you know what? I forgot you sent me. See, I should have checked my email. I forgot you sent me your information in the email. Damn. Okay. Like, you could have sent me, like, there should have been so many different ways you could have gone that starting at college should not have been one of it. Okay. Now, the third reason why I know that Martel lost in this situation with Marcel, and why I believe that he don't have what he claimed he have, is because you brought Tisha into it. You claim you have so much dirt against Marcel and the things that Marcel has done. How did Tisha get in this? How did she become collateral damage? See, that's a desperate person for me. That shows me you're desperate that you bringing in my wife into this situation. Okay? Now, we 10 minutes in, so let me say what I want to say, because, you know, YouTube be playing games sometimes. They already not monetizing my Diddy stuff. That's why I don't be talking about Diddy like that no more, because YouTube be demonetizing my Diddy videos, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. If I ain't making no money off of it, I don't care about it. If that's it, when it comes to Diddy, because I'm sick of talking about him. So if YouTube ain't gonna let me make a coin off of talking about Diddy, then y'all ain't gonna get a whole lot about Diddy until the trial start or the charges get dropped or another bombshell hit. But all these little doots about Diddy, y'all ain't gonna get it because YouTube keep playing with me. Now, with that being said, let's get back to this. Hey Lexi Boo, I do not. I'm gonna say it. I do not endorse or encourage violence. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. I do not endorse or encourage violence. However, comma, Marcel, you were supposed to whoop Martel's ass. Now, I'm not saying that in a fight between Martel and Marcel, Marcel comes out on top. But baby, you were supposed to go down fighting. You were supposed to go down trying. Ain't no way in the world Martel was supposed to walk away from that part without something on him. And I'm telling you that. And I don't support or endorse it. But if there's ever a time to fight, if there's ever a time to lose your cool and let your hands do the talking, it was that moment. It was that moment. Ain't no way in hell that man was supposed to walk away after throwing your wife business out there like that, whether it's true or not. After going off the way he went off and putting your wife out there like that. Like, I understand if you don't want to defend yourself. Okay, whatever. But you ain't want to defend. Ain't no way. And I know that some people are going to say, well, you know, he's mature and da-da-da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get it. All of that. I get all of that. Yep. He a better man, but he a better man than me, and I ain't no man. But he a better man than, if I was a man, he a better man than me. Because let me tell you something. If there was ever a time to put your hands on somebody, that was supposed to be the time. I wonder if that had been Kimmy, if Maurice would have been able to hold that same restraint. Melly said he's not mature. He's guilty and a punk. Ooh, well. Hey, two geeks. Now, Chuck says Tish, whatever. Tisha should have popped Destiny too. Martel and Destiny are Bonnie and Clyde. You can't tell me they ain't been effing now. I don't understand why everybody is mad at Destiny. I've seen all the commentary and the videos and stuff. I honestly don't understand how Destiny is a part of this. I'm not being funny. I really don't. Now, I understand being mad at Destiny from a point of view of her even playing this messy game. Hey, Amelie Love. I understand from the point of view of her playing this messy game and her starting it and her doing what the producers wanted her to do. But once Martel and Marcel got to arguing, I don't understand how she betrayed. I don't understand how she betrayed her. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I don't have no whole lot for Destiny anyway, but I don't understand how everybody is making this out to be that Destiny did Tisha so wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Y'all got to explain that to me. It was her game, but I don't think she could control what was going to come out of Martel's mouth about Tisha. Now, was she trying to stir some shit between Martel and Marcel? Yes, absolutely. But Tisha, I think Tisha was collateral damage. I believe she got hit with a stray. I honestly, I'm being honest. I honestly don't put this on Destiny. Now, maybe it's more that I ain't seeing. You know, I don't look at a lot of the videos. I know Miss Wanda went live and all that. Y'all know I don't follow a lot of that when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I just can't with the Love and Marriage Huntsville people. I just can't. It also goes back to Martel and Destiny's conversation the day before. I mean, like I said, Marcel, yes, I understand the Marcel, yeah, and again, Destiny was being messy. She was absolutely, I said that last week. She absolutely was being messy. But I don't understand how she betrayed Tisha, because how could she anticipate that Martel was going to go after Tisha? I don't know. But moving right along. So next, we see Tisha at the jewelry store with Marcel, because Marcel won't wear his ring. And I guess, I don't know if he lost it at this point because she buying him a new one. Let me explain something to Tisha and Marcel. I mean, I ain't never been married. So this is coming from somebody on the outside looking in, okay? I ain't never been married, and I get that. I understand it. So everything I'm getting ready to say comes with the caveat of I've never been married. And I'm going to try to give this from both sides. Marcel, this woman clearly wants you to wear a ring. It clearly bothers her that you don't wear your ring. Can you please put a fucking ring on for this woman? If you love her and it's not that serious. On the flip side, Tisha, Marcel has been very clear that he don't like wearing his ring. And to him, it's not important. And he does not understand the importance of wearing a ring. Y'all, as a married couple, are going to have to figure out a way to compromise. And here's what I'm going to say. Because at this point, y'all been married, 12, 14 years? Y'all shouldn't still be arguing about no damn ring. And I mean, they weren't arguing, but they were arguing. Y'all shouldn't still be having this conversation about no damn ring. I have friends who wear their rings, and I have friends who don't. I have a friend of mine, and he's fine. I'm saying he's fine. If I was his wife, I'd be like, you better wear a ring. You better wear a t-shirt. You better wear a hat. You better wear every letting the people know you are taken and you are married. He's never worn a ring for as long as I've known him. I met him married, and he's never worn his ring. But his wife is okay with it, right? It's not a problem. I am not saying that there's a right or a wrong way to do it. I'm saying the two of y'all need to figure out what works for y'all's marriage. And at this point, Tisha, if it's not a deal breaker for you, then you got to figure out a way to just be okay with it. Marcel, if it's not worth your marriage for you, then you have to find a way to be okay with it. I do understand that because the type of work he does, I understand why he may not wear his ring to work every day. And that's real talk. I have an ex-boyfriend who worked in a factory, and he wore a ring, wasn't even a wedding ring. It was just a regular ring. And it got caught in the equipment, and he ended up getting 13 stitches in his finger. So I can understand there being a legitimate reason to say, I don't want to wear my ring while I'm at work. But you got to find a compromise. Because at this point, somebody said they've been married for 18 years. Why are we still having this conversation 18 years later? I feel like Marcel's the kind of person that probably never wore his ring. So Tisha, again, are you worried about him not wearing his ring because of what other people are saying? Like your mama and them? Or does it really truly bother you? Because if it doesn't really bother you, then let it go. If it doesn't really truly bother you, then let it go. If it really truly bothers you, then you need to let Marcel know if this is a deal breaker or not. And if it's not a deal breaker, then you got to find a way to make peace with it. And I know that's I know. Okay. I know. I'm married. Hold on. Let me read a couple of these comments y'all are saying. I'm married. The ring doesn't make you married. My husband works in manufacturing and can't wear his ring at work. It's okay. But I agree, as a married couple, they need to come to a resolution. Been married for 13 years. They've been married. Okay. Rings can't be worn on all occupations. I've compromised with my hubby that he wear his ring on weekends and out of it. Exactly, Miss Gigi and Half Pin. That's what I'm saying. Again, what everybody has to find what works for them. And I do understand that, like I said, legitimately there are, and what he does for a living, I understand it. I honestly do. It wouldn't even bother me, but I'm not Tisha. But again, Tisha, you have to ask yourself, does it really bother you? Or is it because of all of these other outside voices? Is it the problem? Is it your mama and them? Is it, the internet and social media? Because at the end of the day, if it don't bother you, then you got to, again, find a way to make peace with it. My husband doesn't wear a ring, but I do. He stopped wearing his ring when they kept getting caught in the machinery at his, right. Exactly, vintage. Rather him not wear a ring than lose a finger. And that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with Marcel saying, look, I don't wear it because, and I think he has said that. I feel like I've heard him say, look, the machinery and da-da-da-da-da. And but again, I'm not saying he has to wear his ring. I'm saying if it's an issue for Tisha, she has to figure out, right, pick your battles, girl. Pick your battles. I don't see what the big deal is. But again, I can't tell somebody how to feel about their marriage. You know what I mean? So the other thing was they started having this conversation where Letitia's talking about how she feels about people always coming for her and people always you know, and she said she was in a very dark place and, you know, things of that nature. And with just everybody coming for her and the comments that are made in social media and all the speculation and stuff like that. And let me say this. Nothing is worth your mental health. Reality TV ain't for everybody. Now, I know she's been doing it a long time. And the one thing that I will give her, or at least on the outside looking in, credit for is she really don't do social media like that. I have not seen her. I've very, very, very seldom seen her do the back and forth with people. Very seldom seen her do the live addressing trolls and things of that nature. Marcel has done it, but he very seldom does it. Kimmy and Maurice very seldom do it, if at all. Tisha, you either you may need to have a real honest conversation with yourself about if this is for you, or you are going to have to really, truly tune these people out. And I know at one point in time, she talked about getting off of social media and taking a fast from social media when they weren't filming and stuff like that. That may truly be what you need to do. We've talked about this before. The trolls are nasty. And definitely, definitely, definitely the trolls on this show are bad. They are bad. They are nasty. And that is why I have tuned out a lot of it. That's why I don't watch a lot of the content creators that review Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I just don't want to dig into it. It's a dark, listen, and this might sound ridiculous when I say it, but Love and Marriage Huntsville is it's nasty. It's nasty. Love and Marriage Huntsville is nasty. The comments are nasty. I'm sorry. It's just nasty. Can she shut off the comments? Yeah, she can shut off the comments. Yeah. But I understand that it can be a hard thing to have to hear what people have to constantly say about you, about your marriage, about your husband. People have been nasty and made comments about their kids. And of course her mama. And her mama don't help. Don't get me wrong. Her mama don't help. But I honestly I feel like it's not worth your mental health. It's just not. It's not worth your mental health. And I mean, I think the show is on life support anyway at this point. So you may not have to make that decision. But honestly, you may need to make a decision about if this is worth it. I mean, you know? Yeah, I mean, her mom, like I said, her mama don't help. Her mother fuels her mother fuels the fire. She absolutely fuels the fire. But honestly, you know, short of cutting off her mama's Wi-Fi, her mother's grown. You know, like the idea that somebody can control their mom is crazy. We've seen it in all reality shows. There's always that one mother that's a little off the hinges. Scrappy got one, Jim Jones got one, Candy got one. Like everybody got that mama. And the reality is, for people to think that somebody can control their mama is crazy. Even if you are helping your mother financially, even if you are paying your mama's bills, you cannot control what you are the child. You know, but her mother does not help. I agree. The male stands come for Tisha and Destiny. They do. They absolutely do. So yeah. So this was an interesting scene, but like I said, again, Tisha, you're gonna have to make a decision, because Marcel deals with things the way Marcel deals with things. And if it gets you to that point where it puts you in a dark place, it ain't worth it, baby. It's not worth it. It's not worth you going into a dark space. That's my opinion. Let's see what happened next, child. I think next was Mel meeting up with Tisha. Mel wants to Yep. Wendy's mama on Potomac. So we see Mel meeting up with Tisha, and she wants to, I don't know why we still talking about this girls trip. She wants to talk to Tisha about the girls trip and what she felt and how she felt. Like Mel said, she wants to check in with everybody from the girls trip. Child, I'm so sick of this damn girls trip. I don't know what to do with myself. I get it. You went on the trip, you want to know how everybody felt about the trip. Child, I'm so sick of talking about this damn trip. But neither here nor there. Mel tried to turn the conversation around to Maurice and this DUI. Let me say this. I 100% agree that the way Maurice handled the DUI was wrong. Now, we know that the charges have been dropped. Everything is over. But I 100% understand. I agree with what Mel was saying. Like, okay, you got picked up for a DUI and the next day you on live holding up a bottle, making a joke about it. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look, right? But Tisha, I appreciate that you held it down and you didn't give Mel that whole conversation, because I feel like what Mel was trying to get you to say was, yeah, Maurice was wrong and I didn't appreciate it, and Kimmy said this and this happened and that happened. So I feel like Tisha did a good job of not buying into it. And she said in her confessional, she said ultimately it's not anybody else's business, but of course everybody on this show, everybody's business is everybody else's business, because you want a reality show and it was a public situation. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it, right? Then Mel got into this whole, he had lipstick on for Mel. That wasn't a good lip. That wasn't a good look, Mel. And I'm gonna tell you why that wasn't a good look. First of all, I didn't see none of that. And maybe y'all did. I know people have been debating it. Child, I didn't see nothing. The man's lips, y'all feel like some people said he had lipstick on his chin. Some people said he had lips or he had red on his lips. Child, at the end of the day, basically what people are trying to insinuate is that he was with a woman and that's why he had lipstick on his lips. This is what I'm gonna say right here. There wasn't a woman with him when he got pulled over and got arrested. So wherever he was coming from, whatever. Number two, this is gonna be very crass. This is gonna be very crass. But if the lipstick wasn't on his pants, I don't care. Because if he was out at an event and he was out in public and women got on makeup and women have on lipstick and women are hugging him and kissing him on his cheek and doing this and doing that, if he was drinking alcohol that had any sort of coloring in it, like all of those things, like, but for you to be sitting there and you was really digging, you was like, you don't see that right there? You don't see that right there? Mel, that wasn't a good look. It really wasn't. It was not a good look. The drunk driving piece, I was 100% with you on, Mel. I was 100% with you there. But the whole lipstick part, I just thought you was doing a lot. I thought you was putting 20 on 10 and you was creating a whole situation. But neither here nor there, child. Neither here nor there. The lips were pink, but that don't mean lipstick. Right. Low hanging fruit. Yeah, his lips. But like Tisha said, that could have been anything, and it really could have been. It really truly could have been. So then we see Martel and Destiny meet up, while we see Marcel and what's his name? Chris meet up. Martel and Destiny. Once again, it's everybody else's fault except for Martel. It couldn't be, I lost my cool, I went too far, I did too much. He said, basically, I add to it before I take it away, is basically what he said. He don't feel like he owe anybody an apology. And he said, well, Destiny, you was being messy, which Destiny was. Why were you asking me those questions? And Destiny was like, he said, why you kept sending me the questions? Why you kept sending the questions to me? Now, he had a point on that one. And Destiny was like, well, because I knew you felt some kind of way. But here's the thing. And again, I know, let me say this. I know we're creating a show. I know we're creating drama. I know we're creating conflict. I understand what Destiny was doing from production. Got it. Let's put that to the side for a second. We understand production did that. Production set them questions up. Martel wasn't answering the questions the way Production wanted him to, and that's where Destiny sort of stood in and was like, well, didn't you tell me about the interview? Didn't you tell me you felt some kind of way? We know what Destiny was doing. So let's put a pin in that and put that to the side. I'm talking about Martel saying to Destiny, why were you asking me all the questions and why were you bringing them to me? And Destiny saying, well, because I knew that you felt some kind of way. Here's the thing. Sometimes I might feel some kind of way, but maybe I don't feel like this is the venue for me to have that conversation. Maybe I don't feel like I want to talk to Marcel about how I feel in front of the whole group. Maybe that's a one-on-one conversation. So yes, I told you how I felt. And yes, I told you I felt some kind of way. But when I didn't approach it as my friend, you should have let it go. You pressed it, which forced the conversation. And yes, it went left and I went too far. But baby, you put the gas on the fire, which Destiny absolutely did. I'm sorry, y'all. Right? So then Martel goes into, he does what he does best, and he starts talking about how Tisha know about it. And then if y'all caught what he said, Destiny was like, oh, so Tisha know about a bunch of cheating. And he was like, well, I mean, there was this one incident. So basically what you're alluding to is that there was a time when Marcel cheated or stepped out of his marriage that Tisha is aware of. Because you said it was that one time. It was that one incident. Well, if you pay attention to the Scotts, Marcel and Tisha have basically admitted that they've had some issues in their marriage. Tisha even said, I believe at one point in time, when they would go back to season 2. I believe this was season 2 when Melody and Martel were talking about the cheating. And Tisha said, well, if it happened, what did she say? She said, if it happened the first 2 years of our marriage or the first 3 years of our marriage, then I ain't worried about that. Which made me feel like there was some infidelity or there was some thoughts of infidelity, but they've worked through it and they've moved past it. And basically Tisha was like, don't bring me no old shit. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like what Martel might be talking about might be what Tisha already knows about, and they've moved through it and they've worked past it. Very much like Mel and Martel tried to do. Martel just couldn't stop cheating and couldn't stop getting caught. But the same thing they tried to do, which was, we're going to work through it. You see what I'm saying? But if Tisha and Marcel worked it out, it doesn't matter. So that's exactly what I mean, Halfpin. That's exactly what I mean. So that's what it sounds like to me. But because Martel is who he is, he's holding on to that one thing that may or may not have happened early on in their marriage that they've already worked through. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, if y'all heard something different or y'all feel differently, y'all gonna put it in the chat. But honestly, y'all, that is what I feel. That's what I had heard. So, with that being said, then Marcel was saying, and then he go. Now this is where Destiny was being messy. Now I'm gonna give y'all this. Destiny was like, oh, so Tisha was out here teaching women how to cheat respectfully too. That was a dig at Mel. And Marcel was like, That was a dig at Mel. So then Chris and Marcel were talking, and baby, Marcel is like me. Marcel said, look, I'm done. I'm good, and I'm done. He said, Martel doesn't bring anything to my life. He doesn't bring any positive anything to my life. And I'm okay. I moved on. I'm done with it. Like, we're not friends. We ain't gonna never be friends. I'm never, ever. He said, we're at a point of no return. We will never be friends again. I will never consider him a friend. And I'm good with that. Like, I don't need to talk to him. We don't need to talk about nothing. We don't need to discuss nothing. We don't need to work nothing out. I'm good. Chris is a nice looking man. He sure is. He sure is. But I'm with Marcel. Like, at this point, bruh, there's nothing you can say or do. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm good on it. I'm good about it. I don't need to say nothing about it. We don't need to talk about it. And it is what it is. We good. We good. Moving right along. You know what I mean? So those two things, and I'm like I said, at the end of the day, I'm with Marcel on it. Like, I'm good on that. And I know, like I said, this show is on fumes, excuse me. So I honestly don't even feel like this is gonna be a show we needed to. I don't feel like that's a relationship he got to worry about much longer. But honestly, at this point, Carlos can fire Martel. Like, what other than causing conflict, which we know Carlos loves the conflict, but other than causing conflict, Martel brings no added value to this show. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. He brings no positive added value to this show. Now, let's get down to this Melody Tisha situation. Now, baby, see, when people try to say really be not fair, I want y'all to give them this video. Anytime y'all hear somebody in them streets say, really be, she biased, really be not fair, really be, I want y'all to take the people this video, because in this video, I have defended, for the most part, everybody except for Martel. And I think I even defended Martel just a little teensy-weensy bit when Martel was side-eyeing Destiny. It was like, why you keep coming to me? Why'd you keep asking me the questions? I feel like you was trying to start something. But again, we know that was production. But I feel like I done defended Tisha. I done defended Marcel. I done defended Destiny a little bit. I defended Martel a little bit. I didn't defend Maurice because I don't have no defense for what Maurice did. I don't have no defense for Maurice. None of that. But for all the people that try to say you just don't like Mel, you a Mel hater, this what I need y'all to just play them this clip right here. Baby. The way Mel had Tisha, Trisha, whatever her name is, so twisted up in her own lies. Baby, that thing was poetry in motion. Do you hear me? Baby, first Mel slow walked her. Because see, what I like that Mel did with this conversation is that Mel didn't just come right out and say, you know, I invited you on my trip, and then I get on the trip and I find out that you may or may not have had a situation with my ex-husband while we may or may not have been together. I felt like that was a little shady. She didn't even come right out and say that. She slow walked Trish into it. She said, well, when did you have this conversation with Destiny and with Stormy? So you knew before we went on the trip that you may or may not have had a situation with my ex-husband. Oh, okay. And you ain't feel like you needed to say nothing to me, pull me to the side, give me a heads up. I said, that's right, Mel. You better slow walk her into that bullshit. Then and then, you know, the other thing I like that she didn't do, she ain't let her off the hook. She let her twist in that shit. When Trisha tried to explain why she didn't say goodbye before she left, baby, Mel just sat there and watched her. Mel just sat there like this. Because, Trish, you told 20,000 different lies about why you didn't say goodbye. First, I feel like you was trying to throw Stormy under the bus, but you couldn't even fully commit to that because you knew it really wasn't on Stormy. Now, Stormy had her reasons for leaving without saying goodbye to Mel, but you was just going along with the get along. You could have went and knocked on Mel's door before y'all got out of there and said, hey, girl, thank you for the invitation, but I got to go ahead and get home, okay? You had absolutely no reason why you did not say goodbye to Mel on her own trip. That was rude as fuck, and I don't have no excuses for you, okay? But baby, Mel slow walked you into that. All you had to say was, I should have said goodbye. You're right. That was rude to me. But you couldn't do that. You couldn't just say that. You had to keep talking and talking and talking. And keep talking and talking and talking. And talking and talking and talking. Baby. But that last little piece, Mel, I was here for all of that. Mel said, so when did you go over to his house? She said, oh, I'm not sure. I think it was 2020. She thought she was off the hook by saying 2020. Mel said, what month? Because see, half the year Mel was with Martel and the other half of the year she wasn't. So she said, well, what month? Well, I'm not even sure. Mel said, okay, no problem. We can do this another way. What house did you go to? Oh, well, what kind of house was it? She gonna say a big one. Baby, Trisha said a big one. She said a big one. Baby, Mel said, I'm gonna make it, okay, a big house. Okay, let me make it easier for you, girl. What kind of driveway did it have? She gonna say, well, a regular one. Girl, what you mean a regular driveway? Mel said, no, no, not a regular one. It was some very distinct. It was very distinct. Girl. Baby, Trish was twisting and turning in the wind. Baby, she was twisting and turning in the wind. Baby, that thing had me over here. This damn camera. That thing had me over here cracking up. Do you hear me? Baby, that thing had me cracking up. Do you hear me? Baby, she said a regular one. She said a regular one. I can't wait for Trisha to realize that Mel knew the answers already, baby. But hold on, y'all. I got a question. I got a question for y'all. Y'all remember back in 2020 during the Panorama when Melody said that Martel was lying to her about going to the gym? How he was sneaking off to go be with Coleslaw. Y'all, what if it wasn't Coleslaw? Because we always wondered, why would you lie about going to the gym? Like, we all knew the gym was closed during the COVID. Why are you lying about going to the gym? Y'all, what if he wasn't lying about going to the gym? What if he was just lying about what gym he was going to? Maybe he was going to her personal gym at her house. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying. What if it wasn't Coleslaw he was sneaking out the house to go see, y'all? I'm just throwing it out there. I ain't trying to start nothing. I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions. Sean says she said it was August. Child, I don't believe nothing coming out of Tisha's mouth. I don't even believe that's her name at this point. Baby, you could see her trying to make it up as she was going along. You could see her trying to figure it out. Because what she was trying to do was figure out when Mel wasn't in the picture. That's what she was trying to calculate. But she don't know when Mel wasn't in the picture because Martel is a damn liar. So she's so twisted up in her lies. I don't believe her that it was August. Maybe it was, Sean. It might, but I don't believe nothing coming out of Trisha's mouth. I don't believe nothing coming out of that girl's mouth. I don't even believe that's her name at this point. Baby, that thing was funny to me. Mel had her like she was playing with her. What's up, Shade in the city? Hey, I know that's Trees. Hey, boo. She was playing with her like a mouse playing with, like a cat playing with a mouse in the corner. She just kept doing blooka blooka. And she just kept moving her to the left and moving her to the right and moving her back to the left and then moving her back to the right. She was just boop, 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 boop. I said, yeah, that was funny. Trisha ass was, by the time Mel got done, you see, she didn't even eat her food. Mel said, she said, girl, you're not even eating your food. Mel said, you're not even eating your food. Baby, that thing cracked me up, y'all. Baby, I loved it. Mel, that right there, that was a masterclass. I mean, Trish ain't that damn bright, but baby, that was a masterclass. And like you said, half the questions Mel was asking, she already knew the damn answers to, child. She already knew the damn answers to. Okay. But anyway, that was the answer, child. That was the end of the episode. Like I said, I wasn't gonna come down here, but I figured I'd give y'all a little 2 cents, or my little 2 cents on the 2 cents of it all. And with that being said, I will be back at 9, 10, 15-ish to talk about these Potomac girls. I'm about to go and chill for about an hour or so. Then I'm going to watch Potomac, Potanka, and I'll be back to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.